Okay, this is starting to become a problem. It's been like a few hours since the Nintendo Switch Direct drop, and we got a new console that came out. It got some cool stuff. We got the actual Discord like feature in there. We able to talk and chat with friends. We have a new camera system that's coming out for the Nintendo Switch, and a few other games that are coming out with it too, which I think is pretty cool. I found it pretty interesting that we got GameCube support too. We got SoulCal coming back. We got F-Zero GX coming back. We got Pokemon XD and Coliseum coming back. That's pretty cool. Games can actually run at 4K 60 and even crazier. This is a 120 FPS natively if developers are properly taking advantage of it, which is pretty nice. But I did have my main concern about when they were showing this console off in terms of pricing. How much is this stuff was going to cost up front? I was assuming like, okay, games are probably going to be $70 because, yeah, this is a new system. Tears of Kingdom pretty much like groomed everybody to say like, you know what? We're just pretty much testing the waters to see what's going on with that. And the console pretty much be like about $400. I'll be okay with that. The system is like $450, which, okay, it's a little bit more higher than expected, but understandable. It's reasonable. And the bundle's about $500. Okay, that's probably including the game as well. Okay, we can see something. What's it say? That's on par with a PS5 and such, but we can see here say that that's somewhat reasonable. You go down here to where Mario Kart World is priced at $80. $80. Are you kidding me? There's no reason a video game should be costing about $80 for any kind of reason. And it's even worse when I seen that online that they're saying like the physical copy of the game is $90. The $80 is this game being digital. So you're pretty much getting a 10% Nintendo tax for getting a physical version of the game. This is quite scary in my opinion because now games are getting too expensive and publishers are getting greedy. And it's even weirder now considering like you're getting all these update patches that cost $10, similar to what Sony is doing for their games. If the game costs like $60 on like the PS4, you get a price equivalent to it on the PS5. You get a $10 upgrade. Nintendo think it's like, nah, we ain't gonna do it like that. We're gonna say this is like, if you got this game at $70 on the Switch, which weirdly enough, why is a game on the Switch cost $70 in the first place? There's no reason for it to be like that. Now the game is potentially costing $80 on the Switch. Luckily, they found a solution for that. They said, oh, if you got Nintendo Switch Online, you get it for free. But some people saying there's not enough benefits for Nintendo Switch Online for me to even pay that much anyway. Even though it's less expensive than any other subscription service like Xbox Live or whatever PS Plus that you're currently getting. It still doesn't make it okay for you to be spending $80 on a video game. There's no reason for you to be doing that. And it's even worse. I'm seeing it saying like now, thanks to Nintendo, this pretty much set the standard for a lot of people, for a lot of publishers to get away with pricing games over $70 for any project. And next thing you know, this is going to end up going to layoffs for people just saying like, oh, for developers to say, oh, it was the economy or something like that, and find some random excuse when in actuality, the game doesn't meet the price point, the whatever quality or gameplay you have or something like that, it's not worth the $70, not worth the $80, $90 for it. That's going to end up negatively affecting that. And the games that do end up being successful, like potentially GTA 6, I'm hearing that game is going to cost $100, $120 maybe for like the day one version of it. That's going to end up being a negative for everybody because now everybody's going to be priced out. So I'm just sitting here thinking like, man, we might end up having we might end up having another video game crash. And this time on a global scale, this time because everybody getting too greedy. Like, this literally just killed the hype for me for the entire Nintendo Direct the moment we found out like how much some of this stuff is. And even so, I found out there's two other things I was disappointed about the Direct. There's no analog triggers for these Joy-Cons in the Pro Controller. I don't understand why in 2025 certain controllers, the only controllers that doesn't really need them is like the retro controllers, like an SNES controller, and arcade sticks. There's no reason for you to have those. Regular controllers should have at bare minimum analog triggers, especially if you're playing FPS games and most definitely racing games. They need to have that. Number two, what I was also disappointed, somebody on Twitter sold out like the UI for the Switch 2. It looks exactly like the Switch 1. I mean, sure, if it ain't broke, then don't fix it. But the Switch has issues with their current UI system, both for its base interactions. For example, there's no theme from what I understand. God, I hope there is themes coming to the Nintendo Switch 2. That's why I just hope there is some level of customization for it. But most importantly, has the eShop has been overhauled. If the eShop hasn't been overhauled and there's the same garbage and sluggish eShop that they had on the Nintendo Switch, that is a problem. But we got until June, and there's other directs coming out sometime soon, but we'll figure it out when the time comes. So, yeah. Man, this literally killed the hype for me or something around those lines. Like I said, the games in and of itself, are going to be high quality. They're usually from Nintendo, and some of the games that are coming over like Cyberpunk and stuff like that. That's cool too, long as they keep the specifications of the system in mind. They're going to get the best out of it. They better get the best out of it, which I have no problem with. I just see it saying like, these companies getting too greedy. It's going to end up negatively affecting not only them, but also consumers too. It's going to bite them back. It's going to bite them. So yeah, that's my thoughts on the current Nintendo Direct, and these prices are getting out of hand.